Good evening and welcome to Daily Net Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Here today we're doing Siman, carrying on in Siman Kuf Yod Tes, from Seif Vav through till Yod Base. So Seif Vav. Misha in the Yochel Lilois Matzah. Someone who is unable to chew matzah, Mutter Lishois B'Maynu may soak it in water to soften it. Eventually to Hinimchil Gamri, provided that it does not become entirely disintegrated. Mishu Zakin Echila. And one who is old or ill, and is unable to eat it even when it's been soaked in water. May soak it in wine, mashkin, or other beverages which make it easy for him to eat. When soaking the matzah in order to fulfill the matzah obligation, as in chiyuv achilas matzah, the person should be careful not to soak it for a 24-hour period. Because after 24 hours, it's considered as if it's cooked, and he cannot be motzi chiyuv matzah with that. One also must take care with regard to other particulars that must be considered when soaking matzah. In order to ensure that does not lose its halachic status of bread, as in if you soak it for too long or you do other things to it, like grind it down or whatever, it loses the status of bread and therefore also not fit. See Zion, so more bitter herbs. After eating the matzah, one takes a kazaz tomorrow. And he gives the same to the members of his household. He dips it into the chavosis, and then he shakes the chavosis off from it. So the sharp taste of the morah is not lost. And then he makes the brach of al achilas morah, and he eats it with now up to koirich. So after you've had the matzah and you've had the morah, you have koirich. So after eating the morah, one takes on the lower matzah. Gam king kazais, a piece that is also kazais. The gam kazais more also kazais of morah. V'nocha in tabli gam king chavosis. Again, it's correct to dip in chavosis with the namer off, shake it off. Maniachas a morah to matzah. He places the morah between the pieces of matzah. V'oime Kain also Hillel, and he says the little parasha of Kain also Hillel. V'oichel b'hasiba, and he eats it while reclining. Shir kazais. As for the amount that constitutes a kazais, because Sabim Kololim, we wrote in the Kololim, which is the definition of terms at the beginning of the Shulchan Aruch, Shukumoi chatzi beit, so it's the equivalent to half an egg. Omnom. However, yesh oimim, there are others who say that it's a equivalent of somewhat less than a third of an egg. But given the morah bisman hazeh midrabanan, since nowadays the morah obligation is rabbinic, therefore it's difficult if it's difficult for someone to eat morah. Those may rely on this opinion. Only somewhat less than the equivalent of a third of an egg of morah, and he makes the brach on it. Someone who is ill, is unable to eat morah at all, should at least chew upon a bit, from one of the species from which one can fulfill the morah obligation, or some other bitter herb, until he feels a bitter taste in his mouth. Because it should be as a mere remembrance of the bitterness of the enslavement, and he doesn't recite a bracha on it. So we're going to come on to Shulchan Aruch, the festive meal. After this, after the morah and the koirich and all the different bits like that, we come on to the actual meal. The yesh lechol kol suda b'seiba. It is proper to eat in house reclining. It's customary to eat eggs during this meal. And someone who is wise will have foresight, will not fill himself up completely. So he'll be able to eat the afikomen as per the mitzvah, which is supposed to be not as an act of excessive consumption. It should be that bit which makes him full and not as in the Afikomen should be the bit which makes him full and not the meal itself. And then when he comes to eat the Afikomen, he's stuffing himself. We do not eat roasted meat on the 2 nights, 2 Seder nights. Not even of poultry. And even if they cooked it, and afterwards pot roasted, we do not eat it. However, some do have the minhag not to eat on these nights shum tibul, any dipped food item, except the 2 food items dipped as a mitzvah. So it should be immediately apparent when you're doing the dipping that it's purely for the sake of the mitzvah. Tafel. So now, coming on to that eating la'afikomen. After the conclusion of the meal, we eat a portion of afikomen, the korban pesach, as a commemoration of the korban pesach. The korban pesach was eaten at the end of the meal, in order that it should be the culmination of the entire satiation that the meal provides. It's proper to eat them out of 2 kazesim. One to commemorate the Pesach offering, and one to commemorate the matzah that was eaten along with the Pesach. But alcohol upon him. But in any case, one should not eat less than 1 kezayis. Eats it, and you should eat one eats the afikomen whilst reclining. But once you've eaten the afikomen, it is prohibited to eat anything. Baruch. So after you've had the meal in the afikomen, you come on to Birkas Hamazon. After this, we pour the wine for the 3rd cup. The Birkas Hamazon for Birkas Hamazon, historically dactic boy, one should check the cup in Noki Mishuri koises to determine whether to clean it from the leftovers of the other koises that you've had. The Hainu, in ein boy shuri yain, to ensure that it does not contain any leftover wine, to shara boy matzah b'shat suda, in which one had soaked matzah during the meal. Ki im ein enoki, for it's not clean, tzarich shetifa v'hadacha, it requires rinsing and washing. It's a mitzvah to make sure that at the meal you should have a zimun, at least 3 adult men. You should not go from house to house for the sake of finding a zuman. Because everyone at the end of the day needs to recite Birkas Hamazon, the place where you ate. It's customary that the head of the household lead the zimun at the end of the seder. One with a good eye, as a generous person, will be blessed because he's given his bread to them, because he's the one who's given it all out. Ayin Siman Ayin on this night it is he who can be called one with good eye. Sha'omar called Dichrin Yesav Yechu. All the hungry come and let them come and eat. As in, he's the one who it's his seder. If he's leading, it's his seder. Therefore, he is able. He's the one who invites all the people to come and eat. Therefore, he's called like he's got a good eye. And after Birkas Hamazon we recite the blessing over the 3rd cup. We drink it whilst reclining. But also lishtois, it's prohibited to drink between this 3rd cup and the last cup. Seif Tes. After Birkas Hamazon, straight away after we've finished that cup, we pour the 4th cup. It's customary to open the door as a reminder that it's a night of protection. We have no fear of anything. And the merit of this faith in divine protection, Kenu, a righteous Mashiach, will come. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishper Chamosoi al Ovdi Kechavim will pour his wrath upon the idolaters who have persecuted the Jewish people. And that's what we say, Shfei Chamoscha, which pour your wrath out on the goyim. So now we come to Hallel. After this, we begin to recite the remainder of the Hallel, which we said at the end of Makid, starting from Leilanu. We recite Hallel in its regular order. However, when one reaches the verses of Hallel beginning Hodu, if there are 3 people at the Seder, even if it includes his wife, and his children who are old enough to reach the age of Chinuch, should say the verse of Hodu and 2 others should respond, as it's done when reciting Hallel in the synagogue, in the shul. So, after we've finished with Hallel, we now come on to the last kois. So, min ha-kois haravi. From the fourth cup, one is required to drink a complete revius, and afterwards we recite the bracha achroina of after wine. Let me come to Nirtza. After reciting the bracha achroina, we finish the seder keseder ha'agada in the order set out in Haggadah. It's prohibited to drink any drink, rak mayim, except water. If one is not overcome by sleep, a person to recite shir hashirim, that one does not recite the prayers of over the bed, bedtime Shema, rak parasha Shema, only the first parasha of Shema. Birkus hamapil, lahoyos, because it's demonstrates because by not doing so, rather we're demonstrating that it's a leil shemurim, and on one end this alone is enough protection. See if you someone who doesn't drink wine throughout the year because it's harmful for him. Even still should push himself to drink the arba koises, as the Chum said, Al Rabbi Yehuda bar Rabbi Eloi, regarding Rabbi Yehuda bar Rabbi Eloi, arba koises shall Pesach, we drink with 4 cups of wine, of ad Shavuos, and as a result of the effect of this wine, he would then need to bind his temples until Shavuos, as in it would give him major headaches. Nevertheless, one may dilute the wine with water. Will drink raisin wine. Mead. So it says drink mead. If it's Chamar Medina, if if the matzah that had been set aside for use as the afikomen was lost, which can happen if you've got little children and you give them the matzah to hide, or they take the matzah and they hide it, and then it gets lost. If one has more matzah, of those that had been expressly put aside as for fulfilling the mitzvah of eating matzah, he should eat a kazaz of that matzah, and if not, he should eat a kazaz of another matzah. If someone forgets to eat the afikomen, in this case, if you remember before reciting Birkus Hamazon, even if you washed the mayim achroinim, or even if you said you started the zimun, you should nevertheless eat the afikomen. And is not required to recite the Birkus Hamotzi upon the matzah. Even though he's already divert his attention from eating the matzah, which normally means you would normally need to make another bracha. In this case, it's not considered as if he's diverted his attention, since it's a chiyuv to eat, an obligation to eat. And unlike an ordinary meal, which is normally governed by a person's intentions, we are dependent upon the Shulchan of the Rebbeinu, and therefore it's not considered as if you've diverted your attention. Nevertheless, you still wash your hands again. Don't make the bracha of al netilas. Now, however, if you do not realize this omission until after you've recited Birkus Hamazon, but you remembered before you made the bracha on the third kos, he should wash his hands with gam kein lo yivarach al netilas. But here too, you do not recite but al netilas daim. Vorech Birkus Hamotzi, and then but you should recite the bracha of Hamotzi v'yorech kazayis eat kazayis. So achkat yivarach Birkus Hamazon, and again recite Birkus Hamazon. V'vorech al kos shlishi, and then you make the bracha over the third cup. V'yishta and drink it. And well, but if you forgot, you've forgot up until you've actually made the bracha on the third al kos shlishi, on the third kos. Yishta es kos, you should drink the cup immediately. Now, if he is accustomed on other occasions, Birkus Hamazon below kos, to recite Birkus Hamazon without a cup of wine, you tell Yodov, you wash your hands for the bread, the matzah, V'yirchel afikomen, and eat the afikomen. Yivarach brikas a Muslim b'li kois, and recite brikas a Muslim without a kois. However, if someone's always makbid to make brikas a Muslim ala kois over a cup of wine, and since if he were to eat the afikomen, he would be unable to recite brikas a Muslim over a cup of wine. Now, b'shum the having most of al kois, because it appears that you're adding on to the 4 cups of wine. In such a case, the person should not eat the afikomen, and you have to rely on the matzah that he ate before fulfilling his afikomen obligation. And that concludes tonight's Netzach Kitzur Shia.